Hello students, so here I'm going to give you a few tips which will give you definitely more than 75% marks. How? I'm going to discuss about 80 by 20 principle. What is say that only 25% of your syllabus will give you 80% marks. So work a smart way. Don't work hard because suppose you have exam tomorrow, you don't have time to go through all of them. So go only 20% syllabus. So I'm going to put the first one, which is highest priority list, which will give you definitely 50% to 60% marks. What are the topic? DC circuit. Okay, you always find the question from the DC circuit, which also include the practical electricity part. So revise that. All right, dynamics, which include all the motion, law of motion chapter, the graphs, acceleration, force, which is not very difficult. You can easily score. Electromagnetism, very important. You'll always find the question. So these are the portion which you have to work the first energy waves, especially the light. Okay, follow all the diagram. When you put the object, where the image will form, what is the definition of focus, what is the definition of the image object optical center, tiny detail. So focal point, focal length, ask at least 2 3 times in the 10 year if you look the paper. So I am teaching a student from Singapore, O level student, since 7 years. So these are the things which I observe that these are the very important list. Another one is the thermal properties of matter, which include what are the ways by which heat transfers, the conduction, convection, radiation, etc. Now I'm going to talk about the second, which is the medium priority list. So after finishing the first priority list, you should go to the next list, which is the kinetic model of matter, which they talk about how the particles arrange in solid, liquid, gas. When you heat, what happened to the particles? Or suppose they put the graph, where is the solid, which is the melting point, etc. So just follow a quick graph, which is heat cycle part, the current which I already discussed. So go through all electricity chapter. If you just revise the electricity chapter, your 30% marks, 30 to 40% marks, I will say is secure, which include electromagnetism as well. Turning effect of force, which you can just revise after dynamics, when you're done. Transfer of energy, there are three way, already discussed with you. Practical electricity already I've discussed with you, which I will include in electricity only. But after finishing those, the first one you enter here, nuclear physics and the pressure. Now, coming to the next list, what we have is the least priority. It's not like you don't have to study at all, but obviously you go it, but it's a lower priority, which will give you around 10 to 15% marks, like mass, weight, density, which is very easy chapter, the temperature, the sound, electrostatics part, etc. So there are certain few tips which I want to write it here because exam is very near. First and very important, read the question very carefully. I have a student which just missed the keyword. Like today, I was teaching least likely. She's thought it's most likely, So least, most, just underline the keyword. Correct, not correct, etc. So sometimes they'll ask you uh, examples, means definitely they have more than one. So look all the thing. What they are asking you, conditions. Okay, so today I was teaching about the fractional distillations. He just wrote 37 degrees Celsius. But when they say conditions means you should talk about all the different condition required. You required yeast, you require this much temperature, you there should be condition which is without air. So you have to pay attention to all these keywords, underline it, read the question very carefully. When you get a paper, just scan all the paper and do the question which you know the first. Suppose you are doing the question which are very confident, just do it. Electricity part, light part, which I've discussed with you, the sound part. After doing that, you jump to the another part which is dynamics. And if you're finding some difficult question, just circle it out. Come back after finishing all what you are done and confident that you're going to pass the exam. And now this is the time to do the elimination method. Because sometimes they'll give you question which is not exactly from your syllabus, but there's lots of data. So go with the elimination method. Suppose if there's option A, B, C, D, and this is correct, this is not correct, this is not correct, this is not correct. So based on that, you select A. Rather than leaving the question, you attempt it. Don't leave the question paper blank. All right. Now this one is very very important that you always check the unit. Sometimes the second you will be in millisecond, microsecond, the data you have to put like a wavelength. Sometimes they write in meter, sometimes they write in centimeter. Always convert in SI unit because all the data what we write, hertz, meter per second, they always write the SI unit. So focus on all the units, very very important. Otherwise your marks is just because of all the silly mistake it will just zero. So, all right, all the best for your exam. Please do well and let me know in comment section how paper went and how this video helpful. Video, if you like the video, please subscribe my channel. And finally, thanks for watching. Thank you.